here and here?
I'm not sure. It was a...
First name, Brian.
Really fast. I was just trying to get in the back of the car and his backpack was on the back.
So the backpack got you? So there's two people that came to us and told us that they saw him hit you. There's two people saying that they saw him punch you. We're just independent witnesses by Moonflower.
Well, to be honest, I definitely hit him first.
Where'd you hit him?
I slapped him in the face.
You slapped him first? And then just on his face?
You guys kind of just shut up.
How many times did you slap him?
Romeo, India, Alpha.
Just a couple.
And then what? And his reaction was to do what?
Yeah, I came around him, so I really just slapped him.
He just grabbed you?
Yeah.
That's Gabby Petito being interviewed by the Moab Police Department on the side of the road after reports from an individual who was witnessing what happened saw Brian Laundrie hit her. As you recall, police separated the two but treated Brian Laundrie as the victim, sent Gabby on her way in the van, which she really didn't know how to drive, and put Brian in some protective care in some hotel, but didn't file any charges against anyone. As a result, the family of Gabby Petito now suing the Moab Police Department. There's a piece of evidence in that litigation, very revealing. Take a look. This is Gabby Petito taking a selfie. That's what happened to her. That's what happened to her before the Moab police pulled them over. You see a woman like that with a report of her being hit and you don't do more, you don't arrest him, you don't give them court dates, you don't treat this as a true domestic violence incident, you don't treat her as a domestic violence victim, kind of outrageous. So there's a lawsuit against the Moab Police Department that is happening, that's moving along a little slow, but it's a civil case. There's another civil case that's moving along a little bit quicker. This is the one where the Petito family is suing Brian Laundrie's family. Chanley Painter has more on that.
In July 2021, 22-year-old Gabby Petito and her fiancé Brian Laundrie set off from New York State on a cross-country trip. She was an aspiring travel influencer who wanted to document her van life adventures on social media.
Me and Brian just got up and got ready, made the bed in the tent, set up. I think our plan for today is to just hang out here in the tent. Brian's stretching.
During their time on the road, Gabby Petito was in constant contact with her family and posted updates that seemed to be picture perfect, but were actually far from it.
You guys kind of just shut up.
How many times did you slap him?
Romeo, India, Alpha.
Just a couple.
And then what? And his reaction was to do what?
Yeah, I came around him, so I really just slapped him.
He just grabbed you?
Yeah.
Weeks after the Moab, Utah police investigated the couple for domestic violence, Gabby Petito disappeared. Her mother last spoke with her on August 27th. On September 1st, Brian Laundrie returned to his parents' home near Sarasota, Florida. He was driving Gabby's van, and despite pleas from Gabby's parents, he and his family refused to help police in the search for her.
I'm asking for help from the parents of Brian, and I'm asking for help of the family members and friends of the Laundrie family as well.
On September 19th, Gabby's remains were found in a shallow grave in Wyoming, and Brian Laundrie was on the run. This is the home of Chris and Roberta Laundrie, where Gabby Petito and her fiancé Brian Laundrie lived before their cross-country van life trip. Now, if you remember, in September of 2021, for weeks, media staked out this property, protesters staked out this property, demanding that the Laundries speak out. What happened to Gabby Petito? What happened when their son Brian Laundrie went missing? But they never would speak publicly, only through their attorney. A month later, his body was found in a nearby nature preserve.
Earlier today, investigators found what appears to be human remains, along with personal items, such as a backpack and notebook belonging to Brian Laundrie.
Now, Gabby Petito's parents are suing Brian Laundrie's parents for the emotional pain they went through while Gabby was missing. They allege in their lawsuit that the Laundries knew that their son had killed Gabby and were protecting him. According to court documents, the Laundrie and Petito families had a cordial relationship until Gabby disappeared, and the Laundries appeared to be avoiding questions about what happened to their daughter. Instead of helping them, the Petitos say the Laundries lawyered up and cut off all contact with them as the search for Gabby was underway. The Petitos also accused Christopher and Roberta Laundrie of helping Brian hide from the police and make plans for him to leave the country. Brian Laundrie admitted in a suicide note that he killed Gabby. And while he was never prosecuted, the Petitos want his parents held accountable for their actions.
All right, folks, get ready. There's a hearing on February 14th, ironically, Valentine's Day, but a big trial date, August 14th, this summer, Petito Schmidt, Gabby's parents versus the Laundrie family.